Okay, it's the 16th of September. I think I'll need some scissors for this. I believe this is from Big Finish, and oh, it's already starting to make a mess. Look at this. Why don't they just go back to the cardboard boxes? These things make, look at this, these things make a bloody mess. And they're not as protective as the boxes were. Why have they started going for these? Because they're cheaper, that's why. If anyone's curious. Okay, luckily I haven't made a total mess with that, but God, these bits and pieces, like, God, I don't want to inhale them either. Right, looks like it's arrived intact. I'm just studying it. I think that, I don't know if you can see, there's a slight crease there on the box, which I'm not happy about. Yeah. This is the Trials of a Time Lord, which is probably the best Big Finish story we've had in about a decade. And this is all just one story, despite it having 3 different writers, and that for basically one writer will write 2 parts, another writer will write the next 2, and the last writer will write the last 2 parts. It is all just one story. And I don't mean like, oh, separate stories like interlinked. No. Like, this is just one big story. And yeah, I do highly recommend this one. This is limited to 1,500. Most of their CD box sets now seem to just be limited to that anyway. But yeah, the main reason I picked this one up is because 1, it was limited to that, and 2, it's a story with Tim Malloy and David Banks as the cyber leader in it. Yeah. Which, you know, obviously never happened in the classic series, but here, they're both in it. And minor spoilers, but yes, there is a scene where the 2 of them do interact with each other. So, yeah. It also has Perry and Mel. I'm going to have to plug in this camera because it's flashing at me because it wants to be charged. I'm going to plug it in. There we go. There we go. Hopefully it's getting some power. But yeah, I'm going to talk about a couple of spoilers and that in this story, but I do highly recommend this one. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my hand up. And when I'm holding my hand up, I'm going to talk about spoilers with this box set. But this box set does have several twists in it, which, you know, you wouldn't expect. And one of them is at the end of towards the end of part 1. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about spoilers in 3, 2, 1. So, if you've listened to this story, you'll know this, but if you haven't, basically, this story basically takes like influence from like Vengeance on Varos, basically, because it starts off, you know, like any cyberpunk story, and that any typical cyberpunk story, and then by the end of it, and that it's revealed that basically it is a TV show, but it's a TV show where yes, the contestants do really die, and that in it, and there's various ones like the Androgums appear in it and everything, and not showing on the cover of the box, but even I kind of guessed it would happen. At the end of part 5 into part 6, the cliffhanger there, the Daleks appear, and that in it. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of expected. We had Davros and that in there, but honestly, this was a really fun story, and it was really enjoyable. And those brief bits, you know, it is only a brief section where Davros and the cyber leader, you know, talk to each other essentially very briefly, and that is worth it. And it's also the only time, like, if you know, I think in Big Finish, and that. I don't know about comics or books whether this has happened, but it's only time where the 80s Cybermen have fought the 80s Daleks, that they fight each other and that. So yeah, again, it only happens very briefly, but you know, it's worth it, and that just for that, it's just so willing. So yeah, end of spoilers talk. So yeah, I do highly recommend that one. End of spoilers, just for anyone who's wondering. Do highly recommend this. Pick this up, and that whether you get it digitally or as a physical edition and that. But yeah, this was the second box set of Big Finish's like 40th anniversary for the 6th Doctor. They obviously did one for the 5th Doctor back in 2022, and they just called them ones 40 and then 42. But yeah, I don't know if they don't seem to really have a plan for 4th Doctor ones, because his 50th anniversary is this year, later this year, and basically, unless the latest upcoming box sets are meant to be part of that, but I don't see that anywhere in the advertising for it. And that's the one that's got the Dominators and everything, and the Quarks return. I don't know if that's meant to be, because these box sets are meant to be, you know, like celebrating their Doctor's, you know, era, basically as a celebration. But yeah, they haven't done one for Tom so far. Obviously, they haven't done one for McGann, though his 30th anniversary is in 2026, so they might do something for that. And well, I don't know if they'll do one for, you know, Troughton through Pertwee, because, you know, that because I could see that. They might. I don't know. But yeah, they haven't done one, and hopefully they do one for McCoy in that as well. Hopefully they do one for McCoy. I have actually listened to the Queen Dilemma as well, and I did enjoy that story, though that one is, you know, more traditional for a Big Finish box set, where like there's a bunch of separate stories and then they all come together in the last story. This is literally just a 6-parter. It is just a 6-parter, and that, essentially. Yeah, the way it's like structured is kind of like Keys of Marinus, and that, where basically, you know, it's going from location to location to location type of thing. So like the Cybermen on the first couple of episodes and that, predominantly, and that, and Davros is like midway through onwards. But yeah, it's kind of like that, you know. But obviously it's, you know, it's all like separate locations and that, part of one big location though, as part of the story. If that makes sense. But yeah, I rabbited on enough for this one, so there we go. Alright, so it's the 24th of October, just under a week before my birthday, and this has arrived. This is a present of my friend Reese, and he's asked me to open it as well. I know what it is anyway, but we're both a bit worried about this being, what is inside here, being crushed inside the box because of what's inside. Because, you know, I don't know for sure, but I swear that box looks too small for what it is, and he even messaged the seller beforehand when he purchased it, making sure, hey, pack it well. Which, yeah, this is wrapped in like a bin bag or something. And this is, oh, interesting box that they've used. This is a very, very flimsy box, by the way. And I can hear it rattling around in there. Right. Okay, apparently not that side. Is it this side? Must be, because that's the side that they've stuck down with sellotape. So I'm not doing this like on camera here, but I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so they put a bit of this at the top. Okay, it might be alright because they've put it at an angle. I think it might be alright because they put it at an angle. So yeah. I know the box was a little bit freaked to begin with, but it's this. It's a Imperial Dalek. So yes, this is an Imperial Dalek, and it looks like an early... I mean, it is an earlier one because of the packaging design and that, but... yeah, if you look at those joints on it there... I don't know how well this is showing. But I'm wondering, are those the ones that just go up and down? Because they're not ball jointed, which is the reason I wanted this. Yeah, I don't think this is a ball jointed one. Because the very early Imperial Daleks didn't have the ball joints. Like, obviously most of them do. So I think this is an original release, like one of the original ones. Which is basically the only reason, really, why I wanted it. Just because I don't have one that's at... what's it say? Not working. That's interesting. Rather than having, you know, what we have now, which is like a 5+, this has a sticker on saying, not recommended for children under 5. They didn't say whether they're have to be mentally 5 or not. It's annoying that a bit that is ripped is this bit at the top, because I wanted to have it. I mean, I still could. I don't know whether I should have a tiny bit of tape just to tape that up, because then I can hang it on the wall, which is what I wanted to do. But yeah, it's in... the box is in... not in brilliant condition. Ooh, it's got the original price on there, $4.95. $4.95. It doesn't say from where. But yeah, $4.95. But yeah, you can see... I don't know if you can just about see there. But yeah, they don't have like the regular ball joints. Obviously, Imperial Daleks do vary a lot, but the fact that this is an Imperial one, which was among the first, I think the Imperial and the Supreme Dalek came out the same time, if I remember rightly. I think the Imperial was first, and then very shortly after the Supreme Dalek from Remembrance. Because these came out, I think, the same year as Remembrance in '88. But yeah, I believe this is one of the original ones, because that doesn't look like ball joints, so I believe those are the ones that go up and down. And like, the shape of the gun looks slightly different as well. But yeah, this was £10 plus, I think, £2.95 delivery or something like that. So about 13 quid. So essentially, that was about the same, basically the same I spent on him as well. I can't remember the exact amount, but it was basically, I knew it was like, it was around the £12-13 price, and that. Yeah, interestingly, I've still got his birthday presents. Because he doesn't want them yet, because he wants to wait in case he's unable to get the next lot of B&M sets. And that he should be able to, but just in case he can't, or there's something else he wants me to pick up, then he wants to wait until that, because then, you know, it saves on postage and everything to just have them all sent at once. So, yeah. Something he still hasn't given me is my Dalek that he was meant to give me for my birthday in 2022. So I'm still waiting on that. But it's a start, at least. Okay, so 26th of October. Big Finish packet. And I really hate the fact that, you know, they have switched to bloody these paper bags. Because it is just to do with cost. And also, I've heard Amazon, apparently, are switching entirely to paper bags for everything. That is, if they send it in anything at all. Which, yeah, no protection. Which means, you know, they're going to have a lot more returns. But, oh god, look at these. They make a bloody mess, these things. Like, it's all over my... this is all over my jeans. And I don't want to inhale any of it either. Ironically, the Vortex magazine in here actually does provide a little bit of protection. Ugh, this is going straight in the bin. That thing, it is all over us. But the thing is, with a cardboard box as well, you know, with some of them, like if it's a larger one, it can be reused. I've reused a lot of them. For example, when I'm sending a package or just for storage. But anyway, hopefully this is alright. So this is Doctor Who Reflections, which I haven't finished listening to. I've listened to half of it so far. And obviously, the big thing with this one was that we have the return of Alex. Who, if you don't know who Alex is, it's Susan's son. And also, this is valid as well. I'm going to put my hand up to say spoilers for this. So, spoilers while my hand is up. So, spoilers for To the Death. So, if you're listening to the Death, obviously at the end, he dies. And that's obviously, you know, the thing is, how does he come back here? Type of thing. And it was what I kind of expected it was. It's kind of like a alternate universe type thing. At least that's what it seems to be. And that's through this, so yeah. There we go. He also is technically, I say technically, appeared in Susan's War if you've listened to that. But yeah. This was normally I wouldn't have bought the CD for this normally. Because most big finishers now I just get a digital copy, and that generally what I do a lot of the time now is share accounts with people. Meaning some other people like will share. I say share accounts. We still have separate accounts, but like we share stories and that with each other just to be able to afford to be able to get more of them, and that. So yeah, a lot of time just get digital copies now. But yeah. But the only reason I've got this one on CD is because I pre-ordered it over a year ago now. I pre-ordered it along with number 5 of the 8th Doctor the Time War box set. I pre-ordered 5 and 6 together as a bundle because you got them a bit cheaper that way. I think it was £40 for both of them, I think, if you bought them together. And I think this on its own is 23 or something, I don't know, but it was like 40 quid for both. And that, so yeah, that's why I have the physical CD of this. But again, I have no reason to open it, simply because, well, I don't need to. I've got a digital copy in that anyway. I would though like Big Finish to have the option to download them as FLAC files. You know, that would be a nice option. Because other websites let you do it, but yeah, Big Finish's own website, when you buy from them, no, not the case. So it would be nice if you could download them as FLAC files. At the moment, it's 256 kilobit MP3s, which is still fine, but, you know, there would literally be zero reason, almost, other than having a physical copy to buy the CD, because if you download them as FLAC files, well, they'll be completely lossless, same as the CD, or possibly even better if they're 24-bit. I doubt it. But, yeah. But so far in this box set, I have been enjoying it. For the most part, but there's been nothing about it that kind of stands out, to be honest. Yeah. So far at least. As I said, this is also one big long story as well. Despite having 4 stories on there, it is, you know, all one big long story, basically. It's not like 4 individual stories, it is just one big long one. So, yeah. What else can I really see? What else can I really see on it? And that, yeah. So fine. I don't know if there's going to be more 8th Doctor the Time War box sets. I imagine there will be, because I doubt they'll stop at 6. I imagine they'll probably do at least 8. There might have been announced on that. I honestly can't remember. Funny thing that happened actually with the previous box set, Cass. I got that off someone else, even though I pre-ordered it and I completely forgot about it. I literally asked us like, "Oh, do you have this?" And they went, "Do you have, you know, Cass?" And they went, "Oh yeah, I've got that." So download that. And then I checked my then I got an email from Big Face saying, "Oh, your cast box set is being dispatched." I was like, "Oh, right, okay." I wish they'd get back into doing vinyl records, but I understand why they haven't. And it's because, despite vinyl records, you know, outselling CDs in terms of music, in terms of Big Finish for the audios, they have not sold very well. At least the ones that were sold outside of like supermarkets like Asda, Sainsbury's and HMV, those ones sold amazingly well. But the ones that Big Finish put up on their own website, not as well. They're actually on sale on their eBay store. So, yeah. But there we go. Obviously, there'll also be a cassette release coming. The first Big Finish cassette release in over 20 years, which is Sirens of Time Redux, which I did pre-order that, so I think that comes out in November. But that'll probably be an unboxing I just do as is to talk about it. I won't put it in a Doctor Who I'm so unbox thing. But yeah, there we go. Okay, it's the 9th of November. Package here from Big Finish, and oh god, I hate these boxes. Well, they're not boxes, these paper packets, because they just make an absolute mess and they don't protect what's inside. I'm hoping that those Big Finish cassettes for Sirens Attack went all over. Yes. I'm hoping they're not sent in this, because my god, they'll get damaged. Oh god, look, I don't know if you can see it, but that is all down my front. Ugh. Luckily the Vortex magazine actually gives it a little bit of extra protection, because yeah, that seems to have arrived alright. So this is the final War Master box set. At least the final one starring Derek Jacobi for the foreseeable future. I just dropped that there. And luckily it fell onto my lap. Yeah, I didn't damage it, thankfully. But yeah, this is number 11. It's interesting they stopped at 11. You would have thought it would have been 10 or 12, but no, number 11. I haven't had a chance, unfortunately, to listen to this yet. So yeah, I cannot really comment on it at the time of recording this, but yeah, this is the final one. I don't know if this is the last one Derek Jacobi as the Master to be released. I think it might be. I don't know, because obviously he has appeared in other stuff, like in the main, you know, Doctor Who line as well as the Master, so I don't know. I think this might be the last one to come out starring him, but I don't know. I can't remember. God, the white balance is completely off. It's making my hair look really yellow. But yeah. There we go. This is the last one. So yeah, that means I've got all 11 now of the War Master box sets, and I will say for the most part they're being fantastic. I do tend to prefer the ones that have got individual stories rather than ones that have got one big long story, at least for the most part. I'd say the first box set is probably the best out of them. That's not to say that the others aren't great. Anti-Genesis, really good. And that, and the previous box set as well was pretty good. I'd be interested to hear how this ends, because the previous box set had a story which would have been like the perfect sort of ending to it. I mean, because the last box, the previous box, I think it was the previous one, it was either number 9 or number 10, I think it was number 10. The final story of that box set basically has a story where it's Professor Yana, and he's basically on his journey and that to the end of the universe, essentially. So, you know, that would have been, you know, a kind of nice way to sort of cap off the era. So it'd be interesting to hear how it caps off here. But yeah, as I say, who knows? I don't know if it is one story or not, but there we go. Yay.